I lost 20 pounds in 30 days without a strict diet, without cutting out my favorite foods, and without spending hours at the gym. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I did it so you could do it too. So for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Kayla and I help women build their dream bodies and a healthy lifestyle without toxic diet culture. So let's get right into this video. My mindset shift that started it all. So the first thing I had to do was I had to let go of quick fixes and just thinking that everything happens overnight, because just to be honest with you, that's just not the truth at all. Anything in life that you want to be good at and successful at takes time. So don't go into this journey thinking that it's gonna happen by a certain period of time. It's all takes time, and it's all just part of the journey and the process. So I had to shift my focus on that, and instead of me looking at it like a quick fix and saying I just want to get to my goal by this time, I looked at it like this is just an overall lifestyle change. I just want to live a healthier lifestyle, therefore I am going to make the changes towards that and get better every single day. Every day is not going to be a perfect day, but I know that I'm going to do the best I can every single day. I literally would do everything back then. Like before I really got into the healthier lifestyle, I thought I needed to starve myself. I thought I needed to do detoxes. I tried all of that, waist training, all of that in bug, and I learned that it all just comes from just slowly making progress and slowly living a healthier lifestyle, not by trying to chase quick fixes and fast results, because when you chase that, you in turn are telling yourself that once you get to your goal, you're not even going to continue to be healthy. So you're really just doing it for a goal instead of doing it just for a lifestyle. Once I flipped that switch in my mind telling me that I just want to do this for a certain period of time and told myself I'm doing this just to be healthy within my life period, that's when my results came, and that's also how I kept my results once I got them, because that's the most important part of it all. I started focusing on consistency over perfection. I told myself I don't care how long it takes, I'm not going to quit and give up. Yes, there were some days that were harder than others, but I kept reminding myself the end goal, and I kept telling myself discipline over motivation. I might not be motivated today, but that's not going to stop me from eating healthy. That's not going to stop me from moving my body, getting my daily walks in. I'm going to do this for me because I know in the end the results will come. The biggest reason why I wasn't losing weight at first is because I was simply just overcomplicating it. I was literally building scenarios in my head and overthinking it, and that in turn sabotaged my weight loss journey, when in reality it's really not as complicated as it seems. I did not do any extreme cutting. I used to in the beginning until I realized that that's just going to slow your metabolism down, and it's also not good for your belly fat hormone. The hormone is called cortisol, and it's not good for that hormone because under eating puts your body in stress. So that then signals your hormones to like hold on to belly fat instead of getting rid of it. You have to make sure you're eating enough and not underdoing it. And also, under eating could cause binge eating. If you go all day without eating, the end of the day you might start binge eating. And honestly speaking, that's what I used to do. I used to go all day without eating, and then I would think, okay, I'm good. At the end of the day, I would just be snacking on a bunch of stuff, and I wasn't getting any nutrients in my body. My body was always weak and just sore, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good overall. I had to really stop that mindset of all or nothing, and I had to really figure out the right meals and foods I need to be eating. I'm going to get into that within this video, so don't worry, I'm going to cover all that too. I stopped obsessing over the scale. The scale does not tell the whole story. I honestly just started focusing on the progress I was making within my workouts and within my meals and just my routine overall, and maybe focusing on how my clothes fit, but even then I wasn't obsessing over that too much. I really just started to obsess over my, my progress within my routines, my progress within my workouts, stuff like that that really matters in the end. The progress in the water intake I'm getting in. I track that other than just always looking at the scale, because that's just going to make you miserable, because some days the scale might go up, some days the scale might go down. It fluctuates. A scale is not a linear thing. It's not linear. It's a continuum. So look at this journey as a continuum, saying, okay, one day it might go up, one day it might go down. So what's the point of me looking at the scale every single day? You could do monthly check-ins if you would like. You could do that, but I never recommend checking the scale every single day, because honestly speaking, most people's weight changes daily. If I look on the scale now, I'm probably 2 pounds heavier than I was just an hour or two ago. That's normal. It is what it is. Don't look at that and determine your progress based off of that, because it's going to make you miserable, and it's going to make you feel like you're doing something wrong when in fact you're not doing anything wrong. Your body is just doing what a regular body does. Especially as women, we have, monthly cycles, if you know what I'm talking about. That could cause bloating. That could cause weight gain, slight weight gain. So don't be too hard on yourself when it comes to that. Please do not obsess over the scale. Trust me, it's just going to make you miserable. It's not worth it. I also stopped cutting out particular food groups as a whole. Instead, I did everything in moderation, because I realized if you really like a certain food, right, but you know it might not be the best for you, I feel like if you cut that out completely, it's always going to be harder to sustain that because you're cutting it out all the way. So eventually, if that's your favorite food, you're gonna slowly, like, you know, go crazy and then start binging on it again. So I'm gonna give you guys my exact routine. So my morning routine, I wake up, I don't have a specific time anymore, but I used to wake up at about 7 a.m., 8 through 9, around those three times. But I understand that people have jobs, I understand that everybody's routine and schedule is different, so I'm just telling you when I woke up. So I woke up, I make sure I get a glass of water in all the time. That helps. First of all, you know when you wake up and your throat is dry? Yeah, we all go through that. So I make sure I get a glass of water in as soon as I wake up. I start my mornings off with breakfast. I like to do a protein and fiber combo. I used to do a lot of eggs, spinach, turkey bacon, or maybe sometimes eggs, broccoli, turkey bacon. I know that's a crazy combo, but I was doing spinach before, but then I realized spinach kind of upsets my stomach. So I started doing broccoli in the morning too. That's not the best combo, but that's just something I do. I also suggest, if you're not the type of person that likes any heavy foods in the morning, you could do yogurt, Greek yogurt with some protein powder in it, or just Greek yogurt in general. I always like to get protein in within my first meal of the day because it fills me up until it's time for my second meal. I might have a little snack in between, but I'm not super hungry to the point where I'm just gonna snack on a bunch of stuff, because the protein filled me up as soon as I ate my first meal. Now, my workouts. I did not work out for hours. I focused on short workouts, 15 to 20 minutes, that focused on full body and fat loss, toning and fat loss. Those are the two main focuses. I did strength training 3 times a week, and I combined cardio in at least 2 times a week, but because my cardio is walking, I do that daily now. I used to be the type of person that did intense workouts every single day, but now I started to add in daily walks, and I feel like that's a lot better for my body than before. I might do HIIT workouts maybe once or twice a week, but I really like to focus on walking for myself. Just for myself, because I'm just in a mode now where I'm just maintaining my weight, and I'm just overall in a relaxation mode of my routine, where I'm just kind of like in a place in my life where I just feel like peace, if that makes sense. And walking outside or walking on the treadmill really gives me like peace and relaxation, because I spent so many years overworking myself and just straining myself until I was sore and stuff. I really at a place where I just like simple workouts. But I always recommend to people, try adding in HIIT workouts two times a week at least, or 1 time a week, something within there, just to get your athleticism up, your stamina up, and also is a good source of a full body workout. By the way, I post my exact workouts here on my page if you want to follow along. Those are the workouts I do on the days where I do want to get a HIIT in or a full body workout in. I do my own follow along workouts. But on any other day, if I'm doing legs, I'll do my leg workouts that I post, and I'll end that with walking. But on the days where I'm trying to get a full body workout in, I do my workouts that I have on my page posted. So after this video, if you want to work out, go ahead and check those videos out. Now I'm going to get into my meals, and honestly speaking, straight to the point, I did protein with every single meal. The 2 main focuses I had to focus on was protein and fiber. Pretty much protein, veggies, same thing. Some examples of protein are chicken, salmon, tofu if you're a vegan, that's even there. Doesn't matter which one, you just need protein, because protein keeps you full, and staying full in turn stops you from snacking throughout the day. A lot of the times we think we're binge eating because we have a problem, when in reality we're binge eating because we're not eating enough meals that are actually nutritious for us throughout the day. Eating less is not the answer, and I talked about this a little bit earlier on in this video, and I'm going to talk about it again now. Eating less is not the answer. I'm going to say it again. Eating less is not the answer. Hopefully that got through to your head, because I remember being in college and I was so unhealthy to the point where I was super skinny because I was under eating, but not skinny in a point where it was just like natural skinny. It was skinny to the point where I was like sickly because I was under eating, because I was like, I don't want to gain the weight back. And for my ladies out there who, if you lost weight or if you're on your weight loss journey, I want you to understand that a lot of times when we do lose weight, it causes a fear in your head of gaining that back. And I understand, because I went through that. So I had to tell myself, okay, eating healthy is not going to make me gain that weight back. But I realized the problem was, when I first lost the weight, it was because I was under eating to the max. You get what I'm trying to say? When I first did, not this time. I'm talking when I first lost weight, it was because I was under eating. And I realized under eating wasn't healthy for me, because once I lost the weight, I didn't know how to eat normally. All I knew was just under eating, really. And it just made me get even more sickly and weak. And then I gained all the way back. I'm gonna see how my story works. I ended up gaining weight back because I started to binge eat. And then this is where we get now, where I lost 20 pounds in 30 days. I might do a bigger story time on that. But basically all that just to say is, under eating put me through all those loops, when if I would have just did the routine like this and ate 3 meals a day, healthy nutritious meals, did my workouts throughout the week, simple workouts like this, I probably would have honestly saw results quicker, because the second time I lost weight, I saw results quicker than when I first was doing it, when I was doing intense workouts and when I was under eating. And also I wouldn't be miserable throughout it. This second go round, I was not miserable throughout this process at all. But the first go round when I was in college, I was miserable because I was doing it out of self-hate, not self-love. Let me repeat myself. I was doing it out of self-hate, not self-love. I had to really tell my mind that this process is not something that I have to go into telling myself I'm not good enough. Instead, I have to go into it telling myself I am good enough, therefore I will do this for myself. I love myself, so I want to take care of myself. I was young and I was in college. When I first started it, I was doing it because I just want to, I don't love myself now, so maybe if I do this, I'll start to love myself. And it was over a dude, I'm not going to lie. But the second time I did it, when I lost the 30 pounds and when I lost the 20 pounds in 30 days, I did it out of self-love and care. I was like, you know what? I love myself enough to not want to be unhealthy anymore. I love myself enough to not give up on myself and really do it this time, you know? So get your mindset right with that too. Other than this, I could tell you about meals and protein and all that all day, but it's really all about your mindset. If you don't have a good mindset, you're never going to be able to do this process. So you really have to get that in check first too. You got this. I believe in you. Now, back into the business, okay? I had to cut out late night snacking because, like I said before, late night snacking messes with your hormones that you need throughout your sleep. And in turn, that will cause you to gain belly fat. Period. Like literally, like you need time for your body to be able to digest your foods, for one. And you also got to understand that a lot of times you're late night snacking because you're not eating enough throughout the day. Simple. Also, one bad meal does not ruin everything, sis. Okay, so if you have a piece of pizza, right, and you're supposed to be eating clean, you're supposed to be perfect. Nobody's perfect, by the way. That does not ruin your progress to that extent, okay? Like, yes, don't eat bad for a whole month. But even if you do eat bad for a whole month, don't be hard on yourself afterwards and tell yourself you failed. Because all that's going to do, having that mindset, is just going to pull you back and say, okay, I already made this mistake, so I might as well give up. I might as well quit. No, the winning mindset is telling yourself, okay, I fell, but I'm going to get back up. I'm going to try again. Literally, with everything you do, try again. You have to have that type of mindset, because a loser mindset is telling yourself, if I make a mistake, I'm going to just quit. If you have that mindset, you're always going to quit. You're never going to be able to do it, because nobody is perfect. To this day, I don't eat healthy all the time. I still make mistakes. I still, some days don't work out, or some days don't eat healthy. And I'm not hard on myself about that anymore, because I understand I'm human. And life is all about balance, okay? I don't care if you ate bad for a whole week. Don't beat yourself up about it. You might be able to evaluate it and be like, okay, I could do better here, or what do I need to work on? But don't beat yourself up about it and tell yourself you're a failure just because that 1 week wasn't a good week for you. We're all humans, okay? We are all humans. We all make mistakes, quote unquote. Stop trying to chase perfection. Chase consistency. The most successful people in this world, we think that they're chasing perfection, when in reality, they're just chasing consistency, honestly speaking. Because a lot of people ask me, like, Kayla, you're so consistent with everything you do. And I feel like that's such a compliment. But my consistency comes from knowing that every day is not going to be perfect, but I know that I did it. Even if I can't put my 100% effort in it, at least I put my 50% in, or at least I showed up with my 20%. I'm that type of person. I understand that things, you should put your all in everything, but I understand that in life, you can't always give your 100%. But I know, I always feel like if I show up though, it's gonna, at least I showed up. That's my mindset, kind of. That's how I feel. Like, at least I showed up. I didn't get a 30-minute workout in, but at least I got a 10-minute workout in. I don't even care if it's a 5-minute workout in. At least I got that in. At least I walked to the mailbox today. At least I took a walk today. Something like that. Like, having that mindset really helps you along this journey, okay? And I know this video is more so about, you know, mindset. Really, you asked for how I lost weight. But really, it was all about my mindset. Like, that's one thing that I could say that I was blessed with, was the gift of just having, like, a good mindset and just understanding that no matter what, I just got to keep going and push through. Like, we all have bad days, but even on my bad days, I feel like I understand that that doesn't stop the show. The show must go on. Every day you wake up and breathe and there's oxygen in your lungs, is another day to do what you have to do for yourself and be better than you were yesterday. Okay, so understand that nobody's perfect. So if you're showing up on this journey trying to be perfect, you're already lost. Okay, show up telling yourself that you're going to be consistent and you're going to be the best version of you can be. Period. You're not perfect though. Don't chase perfection, chase consistency. If you're struggling, I'm here to tell you that you don't need to starve. You don't need to be miserable on this journey. You just need a routine and structure and a system that actually works for you. So find one that works for you. Make a routine that works for you. Find workouts that work for you. Find healthy meals that work for you. And just do what you have to do for you. I can't tell you exactly what to do. I can't tell you exactly what to eat. All I can do is give you suggestions on what I do and share my story and hope that my story could kind of influence you and help you along your way. But do it in your own version, however that looks like for you. Everybody has different lives. Everybody has different obligations and responsibilities. So work around that. Find ways that works for you. If you want more workouts like this, please make sure to hit subscribe. And if you are serious about transforming your body, go ahead and check out my workout programs linked below. I have a bunch of different workout programs in the description. If you tap them, it tells you exactly what it comes with. I also will be coming out with some more as well. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.